It was David Garood. He started the choir with Derek Lofthouse. I joined the choir October 1974. The village had been leafleted, but we couldn't go the first week, so we came the second week. And I've never left.
Well, I think it was Sandy that did it when I joined. I can't really remember, but I was in the front seat, so I was with the sopranos, so I thought I must be a soprano. And I've stayed there ever since.
Yeah.
Been a member for about 12 years, I think. So I joined when Kay was conductor, and I've always loved singing, but never been brave enough to do it as part of a choir before. And I felt really at a disadvantage because I'm severely vision impaired, and I was thinking, oh, everybody else will be reading music, which I can't do, and it will be like, it'll be unattainable for me, and it was literally the opposite. It's been so accessible and relaxing for me to know that, like, I feel safe and comfortable around everybody.
I've been a member now for 47 years. I joined, we'd been living in Zambia, we came back, moved to Sedgefield, thought, well, I'll go to church, sort of meet people. And I just was lucky to be sitting beside somebody who was in the choir. And she said, oh, come along to the choir, she said, Friday night. So I've been coming ever since.
John and I joined the choir at the same time because John knew Derek Lofthouse, and evidently Derek had been trying to persuade you to come to the choir. And one evening John said he thought he would go along, and because Derek had said he could just go and listen. So I said, oh, well, if we're just going to go and listen, I'll come too. I don't want to have to sing, but if it's just a question of listening and hearing what they do, then that sounds rather nice, and it'll give us time to make our minds up. So we both walked in, were greeted by Derek, who promptly introduced us to Jean, and said, oh, I think you're an alto. Go and sit over there with Marion. And I mean, I really felt as if I didn't have any option. And you were directed towards the tenors, I think, weren't you?
That's right,
You started off as a tenor. And that was it. I mean, we were sort of landed in the middle of it, and we joined without really meaning to.
So my role with the Sedgefield Lyric Singers is musical director, which means that I am responsible for bringing all of our voices together to create one harmonious sound. This year is our 50th anniversary, and we wanted to commission a new piece of music because we wanted to have something that had a legacy beyond the year itself. The anniversary concerts will be fabulous, I'm sure, but once that concert is finished, that activity is sort of stops with it. But having the piece of music is something that we can come back to. It's something that is ours, and it's been written by Bridie, but with people from the choir really contributing. So we wanted to make sure it had that sense of, we had a sense of ownership of it, and that it had a legacy beyond this 50th year.
I was approached to consider writing a piece to celebrate 50 years of the Lyric Singers. And I was delighted but slightly daunted by the task because trying to encompass 50 years in a song is quite a quite a big task, especially as when I met the choir, to represent the level of love and passion and dedication that everybody has for this amazing organisation that they're a part of. So it was really important to me that the group felt a real ownership over the piece that was created. So I ran various workshops with members of the group, and we did creative writing exercises. We talked about memories of the choir to kind of really get into the key themes that were coming out, because that's when, for a songwriter, you can really start digging in with lyrics, when you have a concept of what the main sort of chunky themes are. Also the fact that because it's been going for so long, you end up with sometimes 3 generations of a family in the same choir, which is really unique. I've never come across that ever before. And within that, obviously, there you have this real richness of experience and stories from people's lives across that 50 years. I think I just want to be able to see the choir and hope that they're having a really nice time singing it, and that it feels meaningful to them, because it was written for them, so that's really all I care about, that they feel that it's reflective of them and that it's meaningful to them.
I think it's really exciting to get the opportunity to sing our personalised song that Bridie's written for the 50th anniversary. I think it's cool just to be able to sort of celebrate everything that people have enjoyed for many years before we started coming, and then to celebrate what we've been enjoying as part of the choir in our 1.5 years here.
I think Bridie did a wonderful job in capturing some of the essence of what people enjoy about being in the choir, about the fact that it is a community choir, and that they can come along on a Friday evening and forget about the working week, forget about all the hassle that might be going on in their lives, and just concentrate on singing. I think Bridie's skill in drawing that out of people in the workshops and then being able to actually put it together into a song is absolutely excellent. I think she's done exactly what we hoped she would do.
I really enjoyed how you started off with a raw piece of music which nobody had seen before, and just over a few weeks did each line, and you could just see it all coming together and people enjoying the sound they were making.
It was thrilling really to see it for the first time, and we kind of got a sneak preview before the choir got to see it at the rehearsal. Without being too cheesy, it's like a love song to being part of this choir and what it means to them all. And it's just very emotional. A lot of the lines are really touching, and the way the music ebbs and flows, it has a very folky, very natural feel to it. And the choir room, and I'm sure lots of people will comment on this, is a very comfortable place. It's a place where lots of people feel at home. And I think the music reflects that. It's not a big, grandiose, operatic piece of music. It is an homage to people who come together, who know each other, who love singing together, and that's how they choose to spend their Friday evenings.
My daughter comes to choir. I was bringing her down here every Friday night, and the first time that I brought her, she turned around to me and said, I really, really enjoyed that. And I asked her why, and she said, well, because singing makes me feel happy. And so I came to the concert, and at the end of it, I said to Rob, I've seen so much of this, I could probably join the choir. So he said, come along. So that's why I ended up joining this choir. And I've got to say the same thing is that I come along here and it just makes me feel happy, come along here and singing.
I've been coming for 42 years. I joined the choir when I was 16. It just seems like yesterday. The reason I come is I have an absolute passion for music. Just love it. Music is in my blood.
Choir was my saviour. When I lost my husband, I came back straight away because I wanted to be with people that I knew. It's just like a big family. It's Friday night, it's choir night, and we'll love to come.
I mean, I came looking for a choir, but I found a community, and I would say some of the people in that choir have become really good friends. I gain so much more than just the singing. It's about the people.
I really like the songs that we sing. Even if there's some that I'm not so keen on to start with, by the time I've learnt them, I like them. I do like them. It's mastering the song, but also I'm in the alto section, and they are a friendly bunch. Not that we chatter a lot, we don't. We just feel comfortable beside each other.
It's a wonderful group. It's people of all ages. So you've got we have teens singing with us, and then we have the oldest member, who I believe is 93. I think I've got that right. And so we've got people from all sectors of the community. When I joined the choir, I just moved to Sedgefield, and it just gave me a way to get to know people right across the village.
I like singing as part of a wall of sound. I like that way, the way that it makes you feel. But also there's quite a lot of people that I didn't know from the village that are in the choir that I've now started to get to know, which has also been lovely. And the social element of staying afterwards in the bar for a drink is also really lovely. It's like the old days in a pub, which have sort of died off in the village pubs, but it recreates it in the bar because you talk to different people every week and you feel like you're getting to know people in a really lovely way.
It is part of my life, Rob. Friday night is lyric night, as I've said, and has been for 50 years. It will continue, so.
For me, just the pride of being able to sit next to Mum. Not many people can do that with their families, can they? And of course, my own two daughters have been part of the choir in their own time when they were younger as well. So at one point, there were 3 generations on stage, and that was special.
Family is a big thing, and being able to hand on to you, who was sort of part of my teaching family as well, and have my own grandchildren come is very special.
The main thing is just doing something quite different. I mean, it is a challenge, but Rob helps us on, and he's very patient with us. And then when you do hit the right notes, it's a really good feeling, and you can see the appreciation of the audience as well, you know, when we get to do a show. So, yeah, it's special.
It's the characters on the back row that I look forward to meet. I know our leader finds it difficult sometimes to keep them quiet, but they are distinct characters. It gives you a good bass section, which very few community choirs have.
I find music's very emotional, and sometimes it comes out in the wrong times, the wrong places, so just don't worry about that. And that's something I find with choir. If I get emotional about a piece, people just sing beside me and just let me just have that moment, and then we all continue.
I love coming every Friday. It's a massive de-stress after a week at work, just coming, seeing everybody and having a right good sing-song. My husband comes as well. My 2 children come to the youth choir. They absolutely love it. They've been coming since they were about 7. One's now 16, one's 14. And they really, really, really enjoy it. They've made some lovely friends, and when we do the concert, it's great because obviously they do their bit, we do our bit, and we all appreciate each other. It's like one big, nice, lovely, happy family.
Because I'm sitting at the front when we're singing something incredible, and when it's come together, that moment, they've worked at something for weeks and weeks and weeks, and then that moment when it comes together, I get to hear the wall of voices and sound, and I get, apart from the conductor, the unique experience of just hearing the choir in its totality because I'm in front of them, and it's just joyful. It's incredible.
I think we probably give credit to Rob and Kristen really showing up every week because they do the youth choir.
Yeah, fair play.
And then they do this, and they're both involved with Lyrica as well, so another choir. And yeah, you've said about Rob's patience, and I think just
there's something wrong in this section over there, and I don't know whether he knows who's made mistakes or not, but he just doesn't pick on people. He just sort of, you know, we're all in it together. So as a bass section, someone makes a mistake, you're all in it together. If a tenor makes a mistake, you're all in it together. He's not sort of saying it's you or you. He does have a code. I bet he won't keep this in the edit, but he does have like a code. So if you think it's all right, but it's not quite a lovely sound, that's what he says. So you know when he really likes it, because he sort of his whole body kind of shifts, and if he's not so happy with it, lovely sound, and if he's really not happy with it, it's kind of hands get waved and the no, do it again. But he's He's all right. Don't include that. He's all right, he's Rob.
Think I wanted to stay. You got the invitation, you got the right address.
It's a very special evening to mark 50 years of the choir from its founding back in '74. It's quite an occasion. We do have regular concerts year by year, but this has been made a special thing. People have been working very hard. We have a lot of people in the choir, almost 60 people, and a lot of them have been working towards this particular evening.
Really looking forward to it. I think we've been working hard for a lot of months. A lot of work's gone into preparing the church. It looks fantastic. The acoustics are brilliant. We've practiced in here and it just sounds wonderful, and I think it's going to be a great show tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
The acoustic in here is so wonderful that it really is a marvellous place to sing.
You sort of look back on the fact that there's people that have been here from the beginning. That just blows me away. That they're still here 50 years on, still singing. I just think that's amazing, and it sums up everything that this choir is about, doesn't it? Really, that people so want to be involved. It is the singing, but it's more than the singing. It's the friendships that get formed, and that desire to see people week in, week out, and to come out and see your friends and have a good sing, and it's everything that a community choir should be.
The three words I would give to sum up how I feel about the choir are
friendship, fun and harmony.
Escapism, welcoming and exciting.
Constant, family and proud.
First of all, it has to be enjoyment, harmony, performance.
Friendly, supportive and inclusive.
Community, pride and uplifting.
Warmth. Community is an easy one to pick on. And friends.
Friendship, achievement, fun.
I think I've got to say healing at the moment. I think it's been healing from the start for me, and it still continues to be that, really.
Joy, harmony and friendship.
Well, one is memories, which I have a lot of memories, friendship and achievement.
Included, family and pride. I'm very proud of the lyrics.
Joy, community, uplifting.
Growth, family and happiness.
Fun, friendship, challenge.
Joyousness, the buzz and excitement.
Challenge, supportive and joyous.
It was something we hoped would go for a long time. And I mean, it has. 50 years is a long time. Derek would be so proud.